Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we're doing one of them list videos the internet so loves, and in this one we're taking a look at the 10 best first person shooters on Nintendo Switch. Now you might think that Nintendo's mighty little hybrid console is just for those cute and fanciful adventure games, but you'd be surprised at just how many decent shooters there are available for the console. So let's have a look, and remember to drop your recommendations down in the comments, and in no particular order, here are the top 10 Nintendo Switch first person shooters. Number 10. Goldeneye. Come on, it has to be on the list really, doesn't it? How dare I even think about producing such a list without name dropping the shooter that made first person shooters a legitimate thing on console. Yes, it's dated. Yes, the graphics are not that great anymore, and yes, the controls are still a bit poop. But if you played through this one as a kid, you'll be nothing but fond of Bond as he shoots his way through a lengthy campaign. The multiplayer is still damn good fun too if you can get a few mates, and you all pinky promise not to screen cheat. Number 9. Doom. Bethesda getting Doom running on Switch was considered nothing short of miraculous when the famed developer came out and said, "Look what we done." It's a competent shooter by any means and bloody good fun to play. If you just want a fast-paced shooter where it's you against an army of demonic aliens, you can't go wrong here. Also, give the sequel a look, but I'm not including it on this list because it's limited to 10, but yeah, count them as a double if you want. I am. Number 8. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Now this is probably my personal favourite on the Switch, but only because I'm a sucker for all things cowboy and Old West, and Gunslinger fits that bill perfectly. It's not a serious shooter by any means, instead taking a comedic tone with its silly storytelling that works really well for the game. It's not just good for a giggle though, it's a good shooter, and worth a look if you didn't get around to the original release on PS3 and Xbox 360. Yes, it's an oldie that's been made new on Switch, but don't be ageist, that's unbecoming. Number 7. Borderlands Legendary Collection. Another oldie, and it's actually a threesome, as the Borderlands Legendary Collection bundles in the first 3 games into one package, and what a package it is, especially if you're a fan of looter shooters, or schlooters. Is that what the kids call them these days? I don't know. All I know is that for a good time, you can't go wrong with the Borderlands Trilogy, and they're even better when you play in co-op with a mate or two. Truly a gem in the Switch's library, and worth a look if you've never been tempted before. Number 6. Superhot. I actually prefer to play my Superhot in VR because you just can't beat John Wicking in your living room, but for those times when I can't bust out the headset, so on the train, plane or doctor's office, I tend to make do with Superhot on the Switch. It's ideal for short sessions on the go, but I've also been known to stay on the loo until my legs have gone dead as I try to beat a tricky level. Too much info? Yeah, too much info. But that's what happens when the curry you eat is super hot. Definitely too much info. On to the next one. Number 5. Crysis Remastered Trilogy. I'm cheating a little bit with this entry again because technically you could buy all 3 games separately, but they're also bundled as a trilogy package on the Switch, so I'm having my cake and I'm eating it, and you should too, because the Crysis Remastered Trilogy on Switch is an absolute must-play for first-person shooter fans. Again, yes, they're older games, but to look at them with their shiny new coats, you wouldn't know that they're older than some of our audience. Ideal for those wanting some high-octane single-player thrills, and a game that pushes the Switch to its limits without being a total slideshow. Number 4. Metro Redux. I'm cheating again, my goodness, I did learn something from my ex then. Sly dig at the Wicked Witch aside, this is a double pack for fans of atmospheric horror. Bundling Last Light and 2033 together in one package, the Metro Redux bundle offers dozens of hours of gameplay, though it's not for the light of heart. It's worth a play though, and it's another fine example of Nintendo Switch punching well above its weight. Number 3. Bioshock Collection. Jesus Christ, I should have called this video Top Collections on Switch because this is yet another collection, but my word, it's certainly one of the best. And if you were living under a rock, or you were still just a glimmer in your daddy's eye when Bioshock originally released, and that is possible, 2007 was 17 years ago after all, then you're in for a treat. This 3-in-1 package is great value, combining all the extra content that was released into one binge-worthy trilogy. Play them in order and enjoy it, especially Bioshock Infinite, which takes you from the murky underwater rapture to the glorious sunshine of Columbia, the city in the sky, which, even after all these years, doesn't fail to impress. I think I'm going to go back and play this one again actually, I miss it. Number 2, Metroid Prime Remastered. Widely considered to be one of, if not the best game on the GameCube, Metroid Prime is a must-play by any definition, especially if you missed out on the original. This remaster packs the whole game into the Switch's tiny frame without a single compromise. In fact, as expected, as it is a remaster, it boosts the graphics substantially and flips the Switch on its controls to deliver a more modern experience. There's even gyroscope controls for those who haven't been able to kick the habit of shaking a Nintendo controller since the days of the Wii. Number 1, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. What's better than blasting Nazis to hell? Well, according to my great-grandfather, stealing their chocolate afterwards. He was a grim guy. R.I.P. The closest we'll get to kicking 7 shades out of fascist scum is with Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, which is a more than fairly well done port on the Nintendo Switch. Sadly, the first game didn't make the jump to Nintendo's home and hand console, but even without playing the original, you'll still be able to keep up with the game's story. Besides, it's the super satisfying and brutal gunplay that will have you coming back for one more go. And that is the list, which, by the way, is actually 17 games in total, not 10. So if you can't find something in there to enjoy, well, bugger me, you can't be helped. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you could show your appreciation, that would be great. Just go on below, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and give the bell icon a nudge so you get notified whenever we've got new stuff for you to watch. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.